Alright guys, today we are gonna be reacting to 20 things the Germans invented during the World War II and you didn't know about. Very interesting. I think we reacted to something very similar a couple months ago, one of my first videos. So this is gonna be very interesting. Make sure you like to subscribe, let's jump in.
He is the architect of one of the greatest disasters the world has ever seen.
He spent hours in front of a mirror practicing different poses.
The Nazi regime in Germany was one of the bloodiest and most destructive periods in human history. Amid the shadows of war and the echoes of bombs, however, emerged innovations that drastically changed the world. What technological marvels lie hidden in the Nazi treasure chest? And how did German scientists reshape medical science, food engineering, and even the automobile industry? From Nazi crack to the electric boat, here are 20 things that Nazis invented and you didn't know about. Number 20. Pervitin, the soldier's stimulant. As Hitler waged his devastating war against some of the world's most powerful nations, the Third Reich's desperation led to policies that are heavily frowned upon today. One such policy was the administration of hard drugs to soldiers on the battlefield to enhance their physical capabilities and reduce fatigue. Pervitin, an early form of methamphetamine, became a widely used drug among Nazi soldiers, and it was even available without a prescription. The drug's widespread use highlights the extreme measures the regime took to keep their soldiers fighting relentlessly, often without sleep, rest, or a chance to question their orders. The broader impact of Pervitin was not immediately understood. Post-war research eventually revealed the severe long-term health consequences of methamphetamine use, including addiction, psychological issues, and physical health deterioration. This dark chapter in history serves as a reminder of the dangerous extremes governments can resort to during desperate times.
That's crazy, look at that, man. That is so interesting, look at that. Symbolism, right? It's all about symbolism, folks. I don't know what this guy found, right, that wanted to just simply do this kind of symbol, right?
Leaving lasting scars on their societies. Number 19. Electroboot, the submersible revolution. As the tides of World War II began to turn against Germany, the Nazi regime sought to create wonder weapons that might salvage their dwindling fortunes. One of these innovations was the Electroboot, the first submarine designed to operate primarily submerged rather than as a surface vessel. Up until then, most submarines spent the majority of their time on the surface, submerging only when necessary to attack. The Electroboot, also known as the Type 21 U-boat, revolutionized submarine warfare by being able to stay submerged for several days. The Electroboot was a marvel of its time, capable of reaching speeds of 17 knots, 30 miles per hour, while submerged. This was a significant improvement over previous models. Moreover, it featured the ability to charge its batteries at periscope depth without needing to surface, greatly enhancing its stealth capabilities. These advancements made the Electroboot stand out among its contemporaries and set the stage for the development of modern submersibles. The introduction of the Electroboot had far-reaching implications for naval warfare. Its design influenced post-war submarine construction across the world, leading to more efficient and effective underwater vessels. Today, the principles behind the Electroboot continue to inspire the development of cutting-edge submarines, underscoring the lasting impact of this wartime innovation. Number 18. The intramedullary rod, revolutionizing bone fracture treatment.
Oh, that's
beyond their military technology and propaganda.
That's the one that you twist, right?
The Nazis made significant strides in medical science, pioneering new advancements and procedures. One notable example is the intramedullary rod, also known as the intramedullary nail, developed in 1939 by German scientist Gerhard Kunscher. During World War II, many soldiers suffered from femur fractures, and while there were established procedures to treat these injuries, they weren't as efficient as the Nazis desired. Traditional treatments using traction or plaster required long periods of inactivity, which the army could not afford. Therefore, German scientists were tasked with creating a method to accelerate the healing process of broken bones, allowing wounded soldiers to return to the battlefield sooner. It was under these circumstances that the intramedullary rod was introduced, transforming orthopedic treatment.
Oh.
This rod, made of titanium or stainless steel, was inserted into the bone's canal at the hip or knee and then screwed in place, maintaining the correct alignment of the bone during the healing process. This innovation allowed
Damn, wow, that's kind of advanced.
soldiers to recover more quickly, sometimes within just a few weeks, enabling them to resume their duties. The
That's
intramedullary rod proved so effective that its use extended beyond World War II. Today, it remains a vital tool in orthopedic surgery. Treatment of various types of fractures and revolutionizing patient care in the medical field. Kuncher's invention paved the way for further advancements in orthopedic technology. The principles behind the intramedullary rod have inspired the development of more sophisticated implants and surgical techniques, improving patient outcomes and recovery times. The introduction of this technology marked a significant leap forward in the medical treatment of fractures, highlighting the intersection of necessity and innovation during wartime. Number 17. Horten Ho 229, the pioneering stealth
Love this
aircraft.
one. I love this one. Look at that, man. Wow. Early 20th century invention. So this is one of my favorites.
In 1943, Hermann Göring, the head of the Luftwaffe, issued a challenge to German manufacturers to develop a light bomber that met stringent requirements. It had to carry over 2,200 pounds of bombs, cover a distance of 620 miles, and reach a speed of 620 miles per hour. At that time, only jet propulsion engines could achieve such speeds, but they consumed large amounts of fuel, posing a significant challenge. The Horten brothers, Walter and Reimar, took on the project, leading to the creation of the Horten Ho 229, a revolutionary turbojet engine stealth aircraft that was ahead of its time.
Wow.
The Horten Ho 229 featured an aerodynamic flying wing design, allowing it to evade radar detection and infiltrate enemy territories. Its innovative design was a marvel of engineering, showcasing the potential of stealth technology in aerial warfare. However,
It's like a ninja. Like a airplane ninja.
the project faced setbacks, culminating in the destruction of the last working prototype in a crash on February 18, 1945. Although the Horten Ho 229 never reached mass production, it set the stage for future developments in stealth aircraft technology. The Horten brothers' work did not go unnoticed. Their design principles influenced post-war aircraft development, contributing to the evolution of modern stealth fighters and bombers. The Horten Ho 229 remains a symbol of the ingenuity and ambition of wartime engineering, demonstrating how technological advancements can emerge even during periods of conflict and turmoil. Number 16. The Enigma Machine, the Cipher of War. The Enigma Machine, an extraordinary
That is
invention
weird.
developed by Germany, was designed to deliver top-secret messages securely. Invented by German engineer Arthur Scherbius at the end of World War I, the machine became integral to the German military during World War II. It provided the most secure means of communication between troops and senior government officials. Hitler and his scientists made several advancements to the machine, increasing its complexity and making it more difficult for enemy forces to decrypt. The continuous cat-and-mouse game between Nazi Germany and the Allies over the Enigma cipher demonstrated the importance of cryptography in modern warfare. The breakthroughs achieved in cracking the Enigma code laid the foundation for future advancements in computer science and cybersecurity. The Enigma machine remains a testament to the ingenuity and determination of those who worked tirelessly to uncover its secrets, ultimately contributing to the Allied victory in World War II. Number 15. Einheitsempfänger, the Nazi television. In August 1939, a significant technological breakthrough emerged with the introduction of the Einheitsfernsehempfänger E1, translating to TV receiver E1. Also known as the Volksfernseher, or the People's TV, this invention revolutionized media dissemination during its time, elevating Nazi propaganda to unprecedented levels. Although television technology had existed before the Nazi regime, the production of this specific version was a strategic move to bolster support for the war effort in Germany.
Also for mass production, right? It's cheaper for mass production.
Research for the project commenced in 1938, involving the Reichspost and several companies, including Bosch, Blaupunkt, Loewe, and Lorenz. The goal was to produce 10,000 units to be distributed across homes, offices, and military bases in Germany during World War II. The development of the Einheitsfernsehempfänger also underscores the broader context of media manipulation during the Nazi era. The regime understood the power of media in shaping public opinion and used this television to maintain a stronghold on information. This strategic use of technology for propaganda paved the way for modern discussions on media ethics and the potential dangers of state-controlled media. The legacy of the Einheitsfernsehempfänger remains a powerful reminder of how technology can be wielded.
My bad, folks. I needed to change my clothes because I was opening a German pickles that we bought in Aldi. And he's literally just spread all over. But we're back. We're back to it.
Number 14. Volksempfänger, the People's Receiver. Alongside the People's TV, another invention aimed at spreading Nazi propaganda was the Volksempfänger. This series of affordable radio receivers was developed by Nazi engineer Otto Griesing at the behest of Joseph Goebbels, the Minister of Propaganda. The purpose was to ensure every household in Germany could access radio broadcasts, allowing the Nazi regime to disseminate its messages of hate and war more effectively. The first model of this radio was introduced on August 18, 1933, and sold for 76 Reichsmark, roughly equivalent to 2 weeks' average salary at the time. The People's Receiver also played a crucial role in maintaining the Nazi regime's control over the information landscape. The widespread availability of the Volksempfänger allowed the regime to create a unified narrative, marginalizing dissenting voices and fostering a sense of nationalistic fervor. This strategic use of radio technology exemplified the power of media in shaping public perception and highlights the importance of—
Hey, don't North Korea still use some of those techniques? I think that North Korea is worse because they play the propaganda every I remember how many hours a day, but they play multiple hours. So same technique.
Free and independent press in maintaining a healthy democracy. Number 13. World's first fighter jet. Introducing the Messerschmitt Me-262. Schwalbe, known as the world's first mass-produced fighter jet, marked a monumental leap in aviation history. The development of this groundbreaking aircraft can be traced back to Adolf Hitler's vision of creating a wonder weapon capable of bombing the Allies. The design phase began in April 1939, even before World War II officially started. On April 18, 1941, the Me-262 made its maiden flight using a piston engine, and over a year later, on July 18, 1942, it achieved its first jet-powered flight. This marked the dawn of a new era in military technology and aviation. In addition to its military applications, the Me-262's innovative design influenced the future development of fighter jets. The principles of jet propulsion and aerodynamic efficiency pioneered by this aircraft laid the groundwork for subsequent generations of jet-powered aircraft. The Me-262 remains a significant milestone in aviation history, symbolizing the technological advancements achieved during wartime and the enduring impact of these innovations on modern military aviation.
Well, some of you guys were saying that Germany was not the first country that did it. But my question is, come on, guys, were they the first one really putting it into practice? I will say yes, right? Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below.
Number 12. Land Cruiser
Look at
P1000
that,
Rada.
wow.
Did you know that during World War II, the Germans attempted to design a colossal tank that was 5 times larger than a typical tank? This ambitious project was known as the Land Cruiser P1000 Rada. Conceived in June 1942 by Edward Grota, the director of Krupp, this behemoth was envisioned to weigh around 1,000 tons, vastly surpassing the Panzer VIII Maus, which was the heaviest tank ever built at the time. Adolf Hitler himself became intrigued by the concept, seeing it as a symbol of Nazi engineering prowess. However, in early 1943, the project was cancelled by the Minister of Armaments, Albert Speer, who deemed it impractical and unrealistic. The cancellation of the Landkreuzer P-1000 Rata marked a turning point in Nazi military strategy, highlighting the shift from grandiose projects to more practical and achievable wartime technologies. This change in direction was necessary as resources became scarcer and the war situation grew increasingly dire for Germany. The Rata, while never built, serves as a testament to the extreme lengths the Nazis were willing to go to in their quest for military dominance. Number 11. 3D filming. During his reign, Hitler poured substantial resources into his propaganda machine, so it is not surprising that Nazi engineers pioneered advancements in 3D filming technology. Remarkably, Germany discovered and utilized this technology years before Hollywood began incorporating it into their productions. According to revelations by Australian filmmaker Philippe Mora, 2 Nazi propaganda films shot in 3D were discovered, dating back to 1936. This was a full 16 years before Hollywood commercialized the technology in 1953. The discovery of these films highlights how advanced Nazi Germany was in utilizing cutting-edge technology for propaganda purposes. These early 3D films were used to create a more immersive and engaging experience for viewers, thereby enhancing the effectiveness of the propaganda messages. The technology behind these 3D films involved innovative methods of capturing and projecting images that created a sense of depth, making the visual experience more lifelike. The influence of Nazi advancements in 3D filming can be seen in the broader context of technological progress. While the 3D technology of today is far more sophisticated, the early experiments by Nazi engineers laid the groundwork for future developments in the field. The legacy of these innovations is a reminder of how technology can be harnessed for both positive and negative purposes. Time for the fancy topic. In a startling historical revelation, this photo unveils one of the Nazis' most secretive inventions, a prototype
that's not real. I don't think that one's real.
Flying saucer. Few people knew that during World War II, the Nazis invested heavily in experimental aviation technology. This mysterious craft, known as the Haunebu, was developed in an attempt to achieve aerial superiority. The image shows a group of German officers posing proudly next to the advanced, disc-shaped aircraft. The Haunebu project was shrouded in secrecy, with only a handful of top engineers and scientists involved. It was believed to be capable of vertical takeoff and high-speed maneuvers far ahead of its time. The technology behind this saucer was a blend of advanced propulsion systems and unorthodox engineering. Despite the ambitious efforts, the project never fully materialized into a functional war machine. What other secrets might still be hidden from this era? Do you think these advanced technology fancy topic? Number 10. Borghild Project, Nazi adult toy. One major issue faced by the Nazi regime during the war was the spread of sexually transmitted diseases such as syphilis, primarily contracted by soldiers from sex workers. To tackle this problem, Hitler initiated a project known as the Borghild Project, which aimed to produce blow-up dolls as a hygienic alternative for soldiers. This top-secret initiative was launched in 1940, inspired by SS Chief Heinrich Himmler, who had brought the syphilis issue to Hitler's attention. The life-size dolls were designed to be portable, fitting into a soldier's backpack, and remarkably, they even made it into production. The dolls were created with the intent of providing a safe outlet for soldiers' sexual needs, thereby reducing the risk of disease and maintaining the health of the troops. Each doll was crafted to be as realistic as possible, with features intended to make them a suitable substitute for human companionship. However, despite the practical reasoning behind the project, it faced significant resistance from the soldiers themselves. Many were unwilling to carry these dolls into battle, fearing the embarrassment if they were captured. Today, the Borghild Project remains a topic of debate, with some considering it a historical fact and others dismissing it as a hoax. The secrecy surrounding the project and the lack of...
they didn't mass produce it. They didn't mass produce it. Why are you saying that they did?
Of concrete evidence make it difficult to ascertain the truth. Regardless, the Borghild project highlights the lengths to which the Nazi regime would go to address issues within their ranks, blending practicality with the bizarre. Number 9. Z4 computers.
That computer.
The Z4 is recognized as the world's first commercial digital computer and the oldest programmable computer. It was developed by Konrad Zuse, a civil engineer and computer scientist with funding from the German Air Ministry. Zuse's Z series of computers were groundbreaking, setting the stage for future advancements in computer technology. The construction of the Z4 began in 1943, utilizing electromagnetic relays, and was capable of solving complex engineering and mathematical problems beyond human capabilities. After World War II, the Z4 continued to influence the development of computing technology. It was relocated to Switzerland, where it was used by the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology Zurich for several years. The Z4's legacy is evident in the evolution of modern computers, as it introduced many concepts and technologies that are still in use today. The Z4's contribution to the field of computing cannot be overstated, as it laid the foundation for the digital age we live in now. Number 8. The V2 rocket. World War II, despite its horrors, spurred numerous technological advancements that, while initially developed for destructive purposes, later found applications in other fields. One notable invention was the V2 rocket, a German ballistic missile designed to give Nazi Germany a technological edge over its enemies. The development of the V2 rocket began in 1936 under the leadership of Wernher von Braun. On October 3, 1942, the first successful launch of this engineering marvel took place. As the first long-range guided ballistic missile, the V2 significantly altered the dynamics of warfare, providing Germany with a temporary strategic advantage. The impact of the V2 rocket was felt immediately. On September 6, 1944, the first V2 missile was launched against Paris.
Wow.
Just 2 days later, Germany began a campaign of bombardment against Britain, ultimately launching over 1,100 V2s, resulting in the deaths of more than 5,000 people.
Wow.
The V2 missiles were impressive in size, measuring approximately 47 feet in length and weighing between 28,000 and 29,000 pounds, with a payload capacity of up to 1,600 pounds. Their ability to strike targets from long distances with high precision marked a significant leap in military technology.
Wow, look at that.
In the aftermath of World War II, the V2 rocket's technology was extensively studied by other nations. Both the United States and the Soviet Union captured German scientists and engineers, including Wernher von Braun, to advance their own missile and space programs. The innovations developed for the V2 laid the groundwork for future space exploration. The technology
Call NASA. We took a lot of those scientists, so.
behind the V2 rocket was crucial in the development of rockets that eventually took humans to the moon. Thus, a weapon of war inadvertently paved the way for one of humanity's greatest achievements in space exploration. Number 7. Jerry cans.
That's a
The
big
Germans
one.
referred to it as the Wehrmacht Einheitskanister, but to the rest of the world it was simply known as the Jerry can. The nickname Jerry derived from the slang term for Germans used by Allied forces. Despite its unassuming appearance, the Jerry can, developed in 1937 by the Müller engineering firm in Schwelm, Germany, was a revolutionary innovation. Designed by the firm's chief engineer, Vincenz Grünvogel, this fuel container played a crucial role in the logistics of World War II, facilitating the efficient transportation of fuel for the Nazi war machines. The effectiveness of the jerry can did not go unnoticed by the Allied forces. The United States, recognizing its superiority, quickly developed their own version with minor modifications. This design was also adopted by other Allied nations, highlighting the jerry can's versatility and utility. After the war, the jerry can continued to be an invaluable tool in both civilian and industrial settings. Its design has endured, and it remains a widely used container for transporting liquids, illustrating its lasting impact as one of World War II's
Is that real? Wow, look at those cans. Wow.
most practical inventions. Number 6. Chloroquine. Chloroquine, a medication commonly used to prevent and treat malaria, has its origins in Nazi Germany. Developed in 1934, it was initially known as Rasocin. The quest to create this drug began after World War I, when the German government sought an alternative to quinine, the primary treatment for malaria at the time. Hans Andersag and his colleagues at Bayer's laboratory were the brains behind this discovery. However, for many years, Rasocin was deemed too toxic for human use and was largely ignored. Chloroquine's journey from a neglected compound to a frontline anti-malarial drug is a testament to the persistent efforts in medical research during wartime. Over the years, chloroquine has saved countless lives, especially in regions where malaria is endemic. Its effectiveness in both treatment and prevention has made it a staple in the fight against this deadly disease. Despite the development of newer drugs and the emergence of drug-resistant strains of malaria, chloroquine remains a significant part of global malaria control strategies, underscoring its lasting medical importance. Number 5. Nerve agents.
Nerve agents.
During the bloody days of the Second World War, experimentation led to the creation of some of the deadliest weapons mankind has ever seen. One such invention was the nerve agents developed by the Nazis as part of their chemical warfare program. These lethal chemicals were initially introduced in the 1930s by German researchers searching for a more effective insecticide than nicotine. The outbreak of the war, however, provided an opportunity for these scientists to explore other, more sinister for these compounds. Through extensive study, they discovered that even minute amounts of these chemicals caused devastating effects on the human body, leading to the birth of a new class of weapons. Interestingly, there are various theories about why the Nazis did not deploy these chemical weapons. Some suggest it was due to fear of Allied retaliation, while others believe the weapons were not ready for use. Regardless of the reasons, nerve agents remain among the deadliest weapons ever developed. Over the years,
Not only that, a fear of just affecting your own soldiers.
even more potent chemical weapons have been created by Germany and other powerful nations. Despite international bans on their research and development, the legacy of these nerve agents is a chilling reminder of the potential for chemical warfare. Number 4. Night vision.
My favorite, one of my
In the
favorites.
past, soldiers faced the nearly impossible task of navigating enemy territories and engaging in combat under the cover of darkness. To give their forces an edge in nighttime operations, German scientists worked on developing night vision technology. By 1939, their efforts bore fruit with the creation of the ZG-1229 Vampire, a night vision device that weighed about 5 pounds. This equipment was fitted with lugs at weapons production factories, and soldiers who used these night vision guns were dubbed the Night Hunters. They played a crucial role in several German military campaigns. The Vampire included a sight, an infrared spotlight, a wooden-cased battery for the light, and another battery inside a gas mask container to power the image converter. This innovative searchlight used a conventional tungsten light source shining through a filter that allowed only infrared light to pass. Unlike modern thermal imaging, this device operated in the upper infrared light spectrum and was not sensitive to body heat. The night vision technology saw extensive use during the war, and even some Nazi tanks were equipped with it. However, the war ended not long after the German soldiers began using this technology. Since then, night vision devices have undergone significant advancements, improving their effectiveness and applications both in military operations and in various civilian fields. Today, night vision technology is integral to numerous activities, from military operations
Yeah, even regular folks can have the technology in hand. So it's just to show you how far we have come.
to wildlife observation and even search and rescue missions.
Yeah.
Number 3. RPGs. The Panzerschreck, a Nazi weapon used by Germany during the Second World War, was one of the earliest rocket-propelled grenades, RPGs, to see combat. The Panzerschreck featured a lightweight steel tube about 5 feet long and weighing approximately 20 pounds. It was capable of launching a 7-pound rocket-propelled grenade, enabling the Nazi army to conduct more aggressive and devastating attacks. The grenade launcher operated similarly to the American bazooka, although Germany claimed it was not a copy. However, the resemblance is too striking to ignore.
Yeah.
To operate the Panzerschreck, the soldier loaded the rocket into the tube, aimed at the target, and pulled two triggers, one to cock the ignition system and the other to fire the grenade. To protect the operator from the rocket's backblast, the weapon was held on the shoulder with about half the tube protruding forward. The Panzerschreck had an effective range of up to 500 feet and could penetrate armor up to 8.25 inches thick, which was more than sufficient to defeat Allied tanks of the time. The development and deployment of the German RPGs significantly changed the dynamics of ground combat. They set a precedent for future advancements in anti-tank weaponry. The Panzerschreck's design influenced the development of more sophisticated RPGs used by militaries around the world. Today, RPGs continue to be a vital part of modern military arsenals, demonstrating the enduring impact of this World War II innovation. Number 2. Volkswagen Beetle. The Volkswagen Beetle is renowned as the best-selling car of all time, but its origins are far from widely known. During his rule over Germany, Adolf Hitler envisioned creating a reliable car that hard-working German families could afford. To bring this vision to life, he met with car designer Ferdinand Porsche in 1935 to discuss the development of an affordable, easy-to-maintain vehicle capable of traveling quickly on the Autobahn, which was rapidly expanding throughout Germany. This meeting led to the creation of the VW Beetle, a groundbreaking car design that combined simplicity with practicality. Known as the People's Car, or Volkswagen in German, the Beetle soon attracted attention from rival nations. Initially, the Beetle was designed to be mass-produced to support the Nazi regime's goals, and its production was a key part of the broader strategy to showcase Germany's technological prowess. However, as time passed, the car's image shifted dramatically. By the 1960s, the rear-engined, air-cooled Beetle had become a symbol of peace and love within American hippie culture, starkly contrasting its troubled beginnings. Today, Volkswagen, the company founded by the Nazi regime, has transformed into the largest car manufacturer in the world. It owns several prestigious car brands, including Lamborghini, Audi, Bentley, and Porsche. Over the years, Volkswagen has shed its propaganda-driven origins and established itself as a reliable car manufacturer with a global presence, producing vehicles that are cherished by millions around the world. Number 1. Fanta. As the Second World War intensified, Germany faced numerous sanctions that severely impacted its economy. One American company affected by these sanctions was Coca-Cola. By the time Hitler and the Third Reich annexed Austria, Coca-Cola had been producing its popular soda in Germany for nearly a decade. However, after the attack on Pearl Harbor, all American companies were forced to cease their operations in Germany. This sudden halt in supplies from America left German Coca-Cola factories unable to produce their signature beverage. In response, Max Keith, the head of the German division of Coca-Cola, decided to create a new kind of soda using available ingredients. Working with his team of chemists, Keith devised a recipe using leftovers from other food industries, including food shavings, apple fibers and pulp, beet sugar, and a variety of other ingredients. The result was a new beverage named Fanta, derived from the German word fantasy, meaning imagination, as Keith encouraged his team to use their creativity. The creation of Fanta was a significant achievement.
I did not know that.
As it allowed the Coca-Cola Company in Germany to continue operating despite the challenging wartime conditions. Interestingly, Fanta's original recipe was quite different from the modern version we know today. After the war, this Nazi-era invention gradually became integrated into the mainstream Coca-Cola market worldwide, evolving into the beloved fruity soda enjoyed by millions around the globe. Fanta's origin story is a testament to innovation under adversity, demonstrating how necessity can drive creativity even in the darkest times. Which of these inventions surprised you the most? Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.
What the hell? Oh, whatever. The one that really surprised me, there's some multiple, especially the one with the airplane. That one. What was the other one? In the beginning, I was like, what? Well, the small TVs. Because the way I see this is basically Germany being very practical. Very practical. A lot of these inventions during World War II. Practical, instead of selling big stuff, just small stuff. That way they can keep the economy. That big tank, man, that's amazing. However, it does seem like that invention was probably going to be a waste of resources. So I understand why they never went with it. But yeah, only 5 years, man. Well, more than that, because Hitler won his election, 1930s, I think it was. So it was quite some time, But I think it was more during the World War II that inventions really kicked in, right? But let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I would love to know what's your favorite invention. In the meantime, guys, I'll see you in the next one.